Welcome into the show, gentlemen. How the hell are you?
Nervous. I think that's kind of where I'm at here for Game 2. Game 1 definitely did not go the way that I thought it would for the Mavs against the Thunder. Heartbreaking after you got a first period that was as good as you could have ever dreamed of. Maybe it could have been better if Jamie Benn, somehow you didn't have a defenseman playing goalie there, because what an amazing wraparound attempt from Jamie Benn. Super patient, almost went up 4-0. But then to lose that game was really, really disheartening. You get Mason Marchment back. That should add some physicality. Maybe he's somebody that can ignite some offense as well. But it's weird that I'm sitting here after the Mavs game, and I was thinking to myself, and maybe this is a total overreaction, but did the Maxi Kleber injury cost the Mavs a chance at a championship?
I think that's fair. You know, the Stars have won home or have lost home ice. The Mavs, though, have lost the bigger thing here, and that's Kleber and the 100% Luka. I think the Stars, by far, have the better chance of coming out ahead in their series from this point forward.
Both teams are in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, I picked Colorado in 6.
You did?
And I'm not coming off that. To me, I think the Stars, we could talk about, coming off here the Avalanche off 6 days. It just took them time. It took them 2 periods to find their game again. And once they found their game, you had no answer. And hockey is basically in every other night sport, the playoffs. Colorado, they're going to start to get in a rhythm. I don't think you really have any really good answers for their skill players. And if their goaltending, finds its way, they're going to be a problem team. You had problems with them the whole year anyway. So that's why I felt like that Colorado's going to win this series. I think the Mavs are in trouble too because of Kleber. If you don't rebound better, how are you going to play against Oklahoma? How are you going to do that?
Which you assumed was going to be a strength.
We all go in there and we're all talking, the strength, they're going to out-rebound them and, this, that. No. I mean, Oklahoma City clearly was a better team the other night, and your star is not healthy, like you said, Dawson. Mm-hmm. But the loss of Maxi Kleber, I think, hurts them.
Huge matchup piece against this team that has great skill at size with athleticism. Yeah. And Kleber's one of those guys who's, tall, strong, and fast, and you've depended to be a great matchup defender against a variety of players. So that's a significant chess piece. I expect, though, Jason Kidd and the coaching staff to come up with something that allows them to accentuate their positive of having the better bigs with Lively and Gafford being a bigger factor in the glass, protecting the paint. The refs are going to not be as one-sided as they were.
They were one-sided. That was
the refs in both those games in game ones for the Stars and the Mavs were a little questionable. That embellishment call on hockey drives me crazy. You're going to call a penalty, but then you're also going to call embellishment. So was it a penalty or was it not?
Let me tell you this, and ESPN brings on this former official, pet peeve of mine, by the way. I would rather them not go to these officials, whether it's NFL, NBA, whatever. If the dude is trying to explain it and he doesn't really have an answer, that he's kind of riding the fence. Yeah. Well, it's kind of a judgment call here. No, just go ahead and say it. That was a BS call for hooking. For embellishment. Mm-hmm. It's a hooking call. What happens hooking? Usually guys go to the ice when you have hooking.
Right.
That's not a judgment call. But they get this guy on, this Dave Jacobson or whatever his name is, and he's up there going, he's riding the fence. Well, you got to get in the mind of the you were an official, bro. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd have made that. Just say it. I don't know. They blew the call. You're talking about a second-round playoff game with not much time on the clock. If that's hooking, it's hooking. You don't send both of them off.
Amen.
You don't try and even things up because you're worried about a team getting a goal with 4 minutes left in the game. It was hooking. He got pulled down. But these dudes that are on there trying to tell me, well, I'm not really sure. You got to get in the mind. Bro, you were an official. Tell me. It was hooking and it wasn't embellishment. Say that.
Yeah, I don't feel like the replay gives the officials like a chance to get it right. I feel like in both hockey and basketball, it's so difficult to officiate. Even the replay is kind of foggy and quick. I would just say to hell with it in both sports.
Yeah. Well, the one guy I think that gets it right, that Gene Sterstor,
Gene's territory, yeah.
Yeah, I think he gets it right.
Our index card guy.
Yeah, he was a basketball official and he was an NFL official. So yeah, he's
got some style about him.
But he's generally like explaining like, hey, that was a BS call. That's a BS targeting call. College, he's on the SEC network doing the CBS game. That was a questionable one. I don't think I'd have made that call. He's at least telling you, or if it's why, it's like, hey, this is why it is. But these guys they have on nowadays, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Listen, Dave Jacobson, we're not going to you anymore. If you're going to be that wishy-washy, and that's a key call in the game.
It was huge.
And you have no balls. You should have said, hey, that is a BS call for embellishment right there. Mm-hmm. That you made the hooking call. You can't send both of them off.
Refs, you suck.
Yeah.
You're here to give us clarity, or at least to have a take.
Clarity?
Yeah.
I had a better chance.
I was more confused after he explained it.
I'm like, that's not embellishment. What the? And I know that's my team. Mm-hmm. I would be pissed. I would be pissed if I was Colorado and Dallas got a guy sent off that way.
It should only be embellishment if it's totally fabricated.
Right.
Listen, these guys.
He got hooked.
Yeah, I know.
He got hooked going for the puck. That's not an embellishment.
It's like he waited to hit on the ice. It's like immediate.
I've seen 2 embellishment calls this year, and both of them were BS.
Yeah, I hate the embellishment call. It drives me crazy.
They're trying to listen, we're not interested in making a call that's going to sway this game one way or another. Then don't make the damn call.
Mm-hmm. Well said, Brian. Yeah. Now, where are you guys with my take that bet on a bounce-back game from Luka?
I'm hopeful, but I think, like I said earlier, I think both teams are in trouble. I think Luka's way banged up. I need Luka to have early success because I'm telling you, Luka early success equals mind right, not thinking about knee sleeve and changing shoes and all that during a game.
But he looked to be laboring legitimately.
Yeah.
That wasn't mental the other day.
Yeah.
No, it looked like he was not right.
He's got tape all over his body. Yeah. I swear to God, if they took off his jersey and all this, he's got tape all over him trying to hold himself together.
It's bad.
Yeah, he's hurt, and they miss Maxey, and you're playing against a young team that can get up and down the floor, and they create turnovers. You're sitting there holding the ball, and they knock the ball out of your hand and rush it up the floor.
I mean, you can be trying to execute good offense that would work against other teams, and OKC is just tall, fast, smart, aware.
The length is an issue.
Tired. Yeah. So I think there's an adjustment to make. The Mavs, when they won the championship, had a very similar situation against Miami. That Miami was so dang good defensively. You're like, what the crap? We can't execute. Right. We think we're going up for a jump shot. The next thing you know, a dude's blocking our jumper. We didn't even think it was possible to be in our... But they made an adjustment. I think there is in the potential for a very significant adjustment. But you have to be
you're right, man.
You have to be able to not turn it over and get quality shots. And you can't allow them to score 117. That's something we haven't talked about a lot. And I'll say it again. If you're going to give up 117 and Luka's not helping you on offense and is too hurt to help you on defense, get him out of the game. Okay? It's debatable at times with Luka's playing style. If just taking him off and letting the team be energized and activated playing together, playing 5-man basketball instead of watching Luka, it's arguable that maybe you should be doing more of that anyway with 100% Luka. If he's struggling, I know it sounds crazy. You're in a playoff series, but I'm taking him out.
Yeah.
I'm saying, dude, we're going limited workload until the knee is better. And maybe if we rest now, by the time we get home for game 3, you could be in a situation that you could take over a game again.
They waved the white flag in that one. They at least gave
as soon as Dwight Powell's in the game,
it's 7 minutes,
Here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and rest up.
But you're absolutely right. I love the fact that I feel like they can make adjustments. You're right about that. I just think the matchup for them is bad right now.
It's a difficult matchup, but it is one of those things where, hey, they did get some open corner 3 looks like we talked about. They just couldn't hit them. So
it's Green lining them up.
Yeah, and Josh Green makes 1, and then he misses 2, right? You need to get P.J. Washington going. It'd be amazing if Dante Exum could finally get together what he had, that amazing stretch in the regular season of like 2 weeks where it looked like, holy crap, is he your third best player? I mean, you need one of those guys to step up now in the absence of Maxey. I think that the shooting will bounce back tonight. I'm with you. Even if it's not Luka, I think overall the team is not going to shoot as poorly as they did. But you're right. The defense needs to get better, but specifically they have to dominate when it comes to the boards and paint points with Lively and Gafford. That should be an advantage for them. If they are not crushing Oklahoma City on the boards, they're not winning this series. This thing could be done in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
940 says, come on, guys. Luka's an NBA player with a soccer player spirit. He says, I love Luka, but he's fine. just had a bad game and wants people to think it's because he's not fine. And I can see that. He's Steve Young and you.
Man, I appreciate that text. I really do. I am from the, I think Luka could put Payne in the back seat, but he has to get off to a good start. I watched him the other night in that game against the Clippers all banged up. And what'd he do? He gets off to a good start, and now he's feeling it, and he's making shots. And you're like going, okay, Luka's now engaged. He's playing defense. His knees hurt. His shoulders hurt. But it's his mental side of it is like, no, I can't come out. I'm having a good, everything about it is positive. The minute it doesn't start that way, I think it just drains him. I think the aches and pains start, and then the complaining and the other things just kind of snowball for him. He's just if he could just come out there and knock down 4 or 5 shots in a row and get a little rhythm to his game, all that tape that's holding him together will hold him together for 48 minutes. That's what you need.
I hear you.
But you're right, though.
You got to be mentally tough and physically tough. Stay focused.
They just don't have any
all year.
They don't have anybody else, though. That's the problem. They don't have any. They don't.
No, I mean that's why I took the
Washington.
Well,
Exum.
Kyrie,
and
Luka were the reasons why you felt good about the series. If you don't have Luka at full strength, it's going to be a tough one.
I was so hopeful for Exum.
Me too.
That's
and maybe we can still be, right? I mean, hey, it's just game one. I know we love to overreact. I mean, they can balance this thing out. We can be talking differently tomorrow. Hopefully the shooting is better, but they need some other role players now to step
I agree
up.
with you about the rebounding part.
I think
the shooting part, but they have got to be better.
They do.
Rebounding the ball.
And there's no excuse for that.
None.
Lost game 1 to Utah, lost game 1 to Phoenix, lost game 1 to the Clippers. I'm not going to be concerned until we get to like halftime of game 3 and they're losing by double digits. Then I'll raise the white flag and say it's just a bad matchup or Kleba and Luka's injuries. Right. Okay, George Sedano is going to be in studio to talk more about the Mavs coming up at 4:00. For the Stars, I think you want to get back to playing great defense. That's what I'm hoping for tonight. Both teams really need to step up their defense in a significant way. It's what it's all about. And you see with Minnesota, you see with OKC the impact that it can make. Obviously, you need officiating to help you out in that regard.
Bit. Yeah.
Okay, Rangers are off today after taking